All right, here we are. Let's get ready for April's B&B series, Behavior and Budget Reset. This month, we're going to do something different. The first 2 weeks, we're going to talk about behaviors and kids and ways to help manage that and tips and tricks and tools that you can use for your children. The last 2 weeks, we're going to talk about credit and budgeting and how to raise your credit score, how to, create a solid budget, things along those lines. So, we're in week one. This is about behaviors. And today we're going to talk about ADHD. Okay. So think about this before you call your child lazy. Like I say, let's talk ADHD. Now, kids with ADHD don't struggle with knowing what to do, they struggle with starting and staying on task. Okay. Their brain is like 10 tabs open at once and music playing in the background and just going. There's just no peace. So instead of saying just do it, why don't you try this? Break tasks into small steps. Use timers, race the clock, make it fun for them. It works. Sit with them to get started. This is called body doubling, okay? Because starting is usually the hardest part. They're not lazy, okay? They're just overwhelmed. Um, Now make sure you follow me for more behavior bestie tips that actually work, okay? My oldest son has ADHD and there's concerns for my middle son. I'm concerned about myself at this point, just growing up and like learning more about it. I'm like, yo, that sounds a lot like me. But as I said before, they present differently. So while I'm not the overly hyper kid, my brain is constantly going. There's constantly tabs. But with my middle son, I realize sometimes with him, I do have to do the body doubling, or I have to take away things. Not in a bad way, but like for example, he gives me his phone in the morning until his task is complete. Because otherwise he'll get forgetful, he'll get sidetracked, things like that. I set timers with him. I set reminders with him. I give him, set time frames. I give him reminders like, hey, you got 10 minutes, you got 5 minutes, things like that. And it helps. My oldest son, for him, structure. Structure also works wonders. Wonders, wonders, wonders. But again, you can like, comment, follow, and share. This month, the worksheets will only be available if you purchase the full package, which is only $20 for all videos and all worksheets. Like, comment, follow, share for more. See you for day 2.